Good morning everyone, welcome back to the session, and in the first session I have covered for you the concept of compound interest, where I have discussed some very important techniques and shortcut formulas of solving questions. In this session I am starting with a very important topic. I can say almost the most important topic for banking students today is the concept of puzzles. You see, the reasoning paper of the banking examination in IBPS prelims, there are 35 questions, and out of the 35 questions up to 20 questions can be from puzzles. Okay, you can say that almost 50% weightage, more than 50% weightage sometimes, is given to puzzle type questions in the bank examination. In the mains examination also, in the out of 45 questions which we have, around 20 to 25 questions can be from puzzles alone. What is this puzzle type question? What is the meaning of the word puzzle? Puzzle basically means something that requires logical thinking and analytical reasoning. But that is true for almost all topics of reasoning. Whether we are talking about coding and decoding, that could also be a puzzle for some person, right? Whether we are talking about a blood reasoning question is also a puzzle. If we talk about a question of direction sense, that is also a puzzle. Anything that requires you to think is a puzzle. Sometimes when we say that I was puzzled by what he said, what does it mean by that? When I say I was puzzled by what he said, I means I was confused. I had to think, what is it trying to say? Right? What he did was puzzling for me. So puzzle basically means something that requires you to think, that requires you to analyze and understand. So what is this puzzle question that I am talking separately about? I can say that the entire reasoning section itself is a puzzle section. No. There are certain types of questions that are classified as puzzle questions, and that we say that is a puzzle type question, and we will keep that in divide that into different types of questions and discuss it in different videos here, so you understand what exactly is the meaning of puzzle type questions. Normally questions based on arrangement, matching, verification, these are called as puzzle questions or analytical reasoning questions, which require greater observation and has more data, and you need to do a lot of data segregation, matching of data to get the answer, right? So it requires greater reasoning skills, thinking skills to get the answer. That is why we call them as puzzle questions. And you should understand that in the examination 40 to 50% weightage in the entire paper is on puzzle type questions. Alright, so now first of all we'll see what will be the goal for the first class, because today I am starting with the first class in puzzles. The first topic that is very important for us to understand, what are puzzle questions? A question that requires us to think logically and analyze the data given to us, match the data, make useful connections with the data, right? And using our logical and analytical ability, solve and get the answer. We will see what is a tabulation basics. So first of all, we understand how to solve a question based on tabulation. Tabulation means a question that requires you to make a table to solve the question, and obviously we will discuss all of these things through problem discussion. Okay, so this is the first session on puzzles, in which I am just going to introduce you to different types of questions which come from this topic. Second is that in this video session I will cover for you the basic question types from tabulation. Okay, next class we will discuss advanced tabulation, and then we will discuss circular seating arrangement, linear seating arrangement, vertical arrangement, all types of questions. Every type of question that can come in banking exams will cover for you in these successive videos on puzzles in the reasoning section of the class that you are doing. Okay, now what types of questions? I say 20 questions come from puzzles. What are the types of questions which come? So mainly we can say puzzle questions are of two types. One is the matching kind of question. Matching questions, or what we also called as tabulation. two types of questions are there. One is matching type tabulation question, and second type of question is based on arrangement. So if a student knows how to solve these two types of questions, matching and arrangement, then he is good to go for the examination. Okay. Just with puzzles alone we can solve and get the cutoff clear of the reasoning section, but yes, puzzle questions are time taking, so sometimes it is not feasible to solve all the puzzle questions in the exam. Arrangement type questions, basically when you have to order things in a particular way, there are two types of arrangement questions. We have linear arrangement, arrangement in a line, and we have circular arrangement, arrangement around a circle, right. Sometimes we have a vertical alignment question also. So this is we can say that it's arrangement itself, but I am still categorizing it separately, vertical alignment or horizontal alignment. For example, we have questions based on 6 floors are there in a building. Floor number 1 is the lowest floor, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the topmost floor, and there are 6 persons who live in these floors. These type of vertical alignment kind of questions also are puzzle type questions. In arrangement, one more type of question that we will be discussing with you is a square arrangement questions, that is also very popular nowadays, right. So talking about the tabulation question, in tabulation question we talk about making a table. For example, let us say there are 4 persons A, B, C, D, and these 4 persons are, these are the names of the persons. Okay. So names are given to you, 4 persons are there, A, B, C, D, and they live in different cities. So let us say the name of a city is given to you. One person is from Delhi, one person is from Mumbai, right, one person is from Bangalore, one person is from, let us say, Chennai, and you want to find out who is from Mumbai, who is from Bangalore, like that, that is what we say matching questions. Match the following. So let us say, for example, how do I know that A is from Mumbai? Some information is given to us, we have to use that and make the necessary matching. What if I make the question more complex by adding one more category? Let us say, for example, what is their hobby? So one person hobby is to read, one person likes to play cricket, one person likes to play music, right, one person likes to collect stamps. Now who is the one who likes to collect stamps, who is the one who plays cricket, who likes to read, and who likes to play music, who is a musician? That again information will be there. So the more categories we add, the more complex the question becomes. What if we add one more category and let us say that profession? One person is a software engineer, one person is a banker, one person is a teacher. So the more categories I add, the more complex the question will become for you. So you will have to make a table, and in this table you will have multiple categories: names of persons, city where they live. So we have name of persons, city, and then we have a hobby of the person, and we also have profession, and we have 4 columns here: A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D, and then for each person, using the clues given in the question, how do you find out who lives in which city, has what hobby, and is having what profession? That is what we mean by a puzzle type question, particularly a question based on matching, a matching type puzzle question. So today we are going to develop the basics of tabulations and understand how to use tabulation to solve questions and simplify the problem solving concept. Also we are going to understand how to work with direct clues and how to work with indirect clues and how to get the answer, right. So in today's session it will be completely clear to you how to solve questions based on matching using tabulation, the basic level questions, and when I take the session tomorrow I will be covering for you the advanced level tabulation question. आप हर वीडियो को सही से फॉलो करिए। रीजनिंग में, पजल्स में हर टाइप क्वेश्चन हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे एक एक करके, और विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बेसिक्स एंड गो टिल एडवांस। Throughout the discussion, our focus will be to develop approach rather than just to show you how to solve a question quickly. In reasoning, approach is very important. Unless until you develop a strategy and a good approach in the examination, solving reasoning questions is not that easy. But reasoning requires you to think. आपको सोचना है, carefully सोचना है, डेटा को यूज़ करना है और सारे क्लूज को यूज़ करके सॉल्व करना है। अभी आप एग्ज़ाम दे रहे हो, 1 घंटे का एग्ज़ाम है, 60 मिनट्स का, और 100 क्वेश्चन है, और हर सेक्शन में सिर्फ 20 मिनट्स है। रीजनिंग में सिर्फ 20 मिनट्स है, 35 क्वेश्चन है। टाइम इतना कम है कि आप सोच नहीं पाते हैं। यू आर नॉट एबल टू थिंक क्लियरली, एंड दैट इज वॉट मेक्स इट मोर चैलेंजिंग। सेम क्वेश्चन अगर मैं आपको दूँ और बोलूँ कि 1 घंटे में सॉल्व करिए, तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, करेक्ट? इट विल बिकम अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग। बट इफ आई आस्क यू टू सॉल्व इट इन 5 मिनट्स, देन इट इज चैलेंजिंग. And that is why we require a clear thinking method, clear strategy, and a well structured method of solving questions. Okay, so what we'll do now is to start applying and understanding how to develop the right approach. And I will take this question. Looks, lot of information is there, you can see on the screen. A group of 7 friends, A, B, C, D, E, F and G, work as economist, agriculture officer, IT officer, terminal operator, clerk, Forex officer and research analyst for banks L, M, N, P, Q, R and S, but not necessarily in the same order. ये जो लिखा है not necessarily in the same order, ये हर क्वेश्चन में ऐसा रहेगा। पजल क्वेश्चन में हमेशा, मैचिंग क्वेश्चन में, इवन सीटिंग अरेंजमेंट में लिखा रहेगा। इसका मतलब है कि आप ये मत समझिए कि A is the economist, okay, and A works in bank, so it is not in that order. There are 7 persons who can work as economist, agriculture officer, IT officer and so on. Any one of these could be the economist, any one of these could be the agriculture officer, okay, and they work in 7 banks. So order is not as per what is given in the question. You have to find the order. You have to match and find out what is the right order. That is the question. Once the initial information is over, we start with the clues. So first clue here is C works for bank N. So once you get the question setting, you start going to the clues, and that is where your reasoning skills are required. So let's break down this question. Now I have taken only 2 questions here. Who amongst the following works as an agriculture officer, and what is the profession of C? However, normally when a puzzle set like this comes in the exam, there are 5 to 6 questions in a set. So if I solve the set, I get 5-6 marks. That is the take away from the puzzle question. तो आप टाइम स्पेंड करेंगे तो आपको 6 मार्क्स भी मिलेगा. You will also get 6 marks. So how do we break this question one by one and solve it? That will be our aim for this session. First of all, let's look at the initial information. 7 friends are there, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They work as economist, agriculture officer, IT officer, terminal operator, clerk, forex officer and research analyst, and banks are given to us. This initial information is what helps us in making a table. How many people are there? 7. How many professions are there? 7. How many banks are there? 7. So we will make a table. In the first row we can put name. So I have made a horizontal table. Some people can make a vertical one also. Okay. So first the first box here is for name. Okay. Second is for their profession, and third I can use for the bank in which they work, right. So which bank are they working in, that will be our third category. Ideally we use name in the first category, because most clues are given with respect to names of persons, followed by anything else. If we have a question based on days, then we can put days in the order, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If we have a question based on years, we can put years in the order. तो आप किसी चीज़ को भी डालिए, यहाँ पे आपका आंसर आ जाएगा, but ideally we have to use name. So first row is for name of persons, second row is for profession, third row is for bank. So that is what we do first. Get the initial information and immediately make the table. Okay. Now, Once a table is made, names are filled A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I have filled the name, and second row is for profession, third row is for bank. We start handling the clues one by one. So start with the first clue. C works for bank N. So what is given? C works for bank N. This is what we call a direct clue. A direct clue is one that can be filled directly in the table, and it requires no reasoning skills from our side. So C works for bank N. We will fill N in the column for C under the bank, and is neither a research analyst nor a clerk. So this is not giving us direct information, it is giving an indirect information. So what is it? It is an indirect clue. We don't know what C is, we know what C is not. So we can say that C is not the research analyst, C is not the clerk. So C works for bank N, but C is not the research analyst, C is not the clerk. So what we don't know, we write on top or bottom. Okay, that is how I handle these clues, and then once we finally get to know what will come in the box, then only we will fill it in the box. ठीक है? So C किस बैंक में काम करता है? N, और C का प्रोफेशन क्या नहीं है? C is neither, she is not research analyst RA, and is not a clerk CL. Next clue, E is an IT officer. Again we have a direct clue, E is an IT officer. So we will just write IT here. E is an IT officer and works for bank R. This both the clues are direct here. So we know that E is an IT officer and he works for which bank? He works for bank R. Next clue is A works as forex officer. So the profession of A is given to us. A works as forex officer and does not work for bank L or Q, for which bank he is not working. Again indirect information is there. He is not working for bank L, he is not working for bank Q. Okay. The one who is an agriculture officer works for bank M. Now who is the agriculture officer? We don't know, it's an indirect clue. Who is the agriculture officer? We don't know. What we know that the one who is an agriculture officer works for bank M. So how do we do it? What do we do with this? We say this is the agriculture officer and he works in bank M. This is what is called a mandatory pair. A mandatory pair is a pair that must be in the same column, they will go together. Wherever we write agriculture officer, in the same place we will have to write down M also. Wherever we write M, in that place we have to write down agriculture officer. Both M and agriculture officer will go together. For example, you see, C cannot be the agriculture officer. Why? Because I cannot take agriculture officer and M and put it in this place, because this already is occupied. You see, C is already working for which bank? N. Who is agriculture officer? One who works for bank M. Does C work for bank M? No. So that means C cannot be agriculture officer. Who is the agriculture officer? One who works for bank M. Is A the agriculture officer? No. A is the forex officer, that means he will not work in bank M. So one more bank we can cross here. A will not work in bank M and C is not the agriculture officer. That is how you work with mandatory pairs and indirect clues. Next is the one who works for bank L works as a terminal operator. One more mandatory pair we are getting here. The one who works for bank L works as terminal operator. TO works for bank L. These two will go together in a particular column. Wherever we write L, we write terminal operator. Wherever we write terminal operator, we have to write L. They will go together. So can C be, the question is, can C be the terminal operator? Is C working for bank L? No. If C is not working for bank L, C cannot be terminal operator. यहाँ पे आप समझिए terminal operator और L दोनों एक ही कॉलम में जाएंगे, उसी कॉलम में जा सकते हैं जहाँ दोनों ही स्पेस empty है, जैसे B में दोनों स्पेस empty है, so we can put TO and L there. In C both spaces are not empty. C is not working for bank L, that means C is not terminal operator. Correct? Understanding? This is how we solve the question. Now, what is the profession of C? Can we find out now? Total there are 7 persons, there are 7 professions. 4 professions we have cancelled out. C is not the research analyst, C is not the clerk, C is not the agriculture officer, C is not the terminal operator. How many we have cancelled? 4. Plus C is not the IT officer also. Why? Because E is the IT officer. And C is not the forex officer because A is the forex officer. Who is the forex officer? A. 4 plus 2, 6 cancelled. What is the only profession left now that C can take? That is, C is the economist. C can be the economist because 6 options out of 7 we have cancelled. So we get to know what is the profession of C. Now fill the remaining data. F works for bank Q, G works for bank P as what? As research and a research analyst. D is not agriculture officer. If D is not agriculture officer, C is not agriculture officer, A is not agriculture officer, E is an IT officer, F cannot be agriculture officer because F works for bank Q, whereas agriculture officer works for which bank? Bank M. Then who is the only person left? B. B will be the agriculture officer and he is working for which bank? M. Now T, O and L, this mandatory pair needs to go in one single column where both boxes are empty. Which is that column now? If you look at the table, which is the only column where both boxes are empty? That is the column for D. So put here TO and L, this becomes S and this becomes clerk, CL. So now we know the profession of each of these 7 persons as well as the banks in which they work, right? And the question is solved. Once we know this, we can answer the question. Who among the following works as an agriculture officer? What is the answer? B. And what is the profession of C? The answer is C is the economist. And if there are 4 or 5 more questions, we can solve all, because once we have data with us, we know all the persons A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which profession they have and what bank or which bank they are working in. So now let us go to the previous session contest question, that is from the topic of compound interest. What will 2400 amount to in 2.5 years? So the formula is given to you in such questions. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 power T into 1 plus R into A upon 100 into B. Time here is 2.5 years. So A is 1, B is 2 and T is 2. Okay. And principal is 2400. What will 2400 amount to? 2400 into 1 plus R. What is R here? 10%. Power 2 into 1 plus R, 10 into 1 upon 100 into B. So 0 0 cancelled. 2400 into 10 plus 1 11 into 11 square by 10 into 10 into cancel zeros here. So B is 2, right? Okay. So 1 by 200. So that's equal to how much? So 10 by 200, that's equal to 1 by 20. So 21 by 20. This we have to solve. 0 0 0 0 we can cancel. 2 will cancel 24 12 times. So this will become equal to 12 into 11 into 11 into 21 divided by 10. Leave 10 as it is. Now first multiply 12 into 21. 12 into 1 is 12. 1 in hand, 24 plus 1, 252 into 11 into 11 by 10. Multiplying with 11 is very easy. Just you take the number 2 and 5 plus 2, 7, 2 plus 5, 7, and finally 2, 0 plus 2, 2772 into 11 by 10. Again multiplying with 11 is very easy. So first 2, 7 plus 2, 9, 7 plus 7, 14, carry is 1, and 2 plus 8 is 10, carry is 1, 0 plus 3 is 30492 by 10. So final answer is 3049.2. What will 2400 amount to in 2.5 years at 10% per annum compound rate of interest? Interest compounded annually. So using the formula and using the shortcut techniques of calculation, how did I solve and get the answer? Please observe that. Use the same method while solving questions if you get in the examination. Now is the time for the contest question for today's session of reasoning. A family consists of 2 fathers, 2 mothers, 1 grandfather, 1 grandmother, 3 children and 2 grandchildren. How many members are there in the family? Look at the question. Very simple question. Observe. It's a trick based question. Answer options are 11, 8, 6, 7 and none of these. Solve the question. It is not related directly to puzzles. We can't take a full puzzle set in this contest time. So I have given you a puzzle, sort of puzzle itself, one line puzzle. A family consists of 2 fathers, 2 mothers, 1 grandfather, 1 grandmother, 3 children and 2 grandchildren. How many members are there in the family? Mark the post the answer option. Post the answer option in the comment section once you have solved the question. I will be discussing the answer for this contest question in my next video that I will be doing tomorrow. Okay, alright. Now let's continue with the puzzle questions. Let's see some more interesting puzzles. Okay, tabulation basics. Easy, interesting questions, tricky questions, but interesting ones. See, puzzles are always fun. Don't just make it a part of your, I have to solve this in the examination. Solving puzzles, when you solve a puzzle, when you get the answer, that gives you kind of a happiness, right? Many people solve puzzles as hobbies. Every day in newspapers we get puzzles like Sudoku and Spellathon, right? Different types of Kakuro. These are different types of puzzles they give every day in newspapers. Why? Because people like solving puzzles. It gives their brain a good exercise, and when you crack a puzzle, you feel happy about it, right? So don't just make puzzles a part of your curriculum or a syllabus. Enjoy the entire puzzle solving process. Okay, so let's solve some very interesting simple puzzles. Today I am keeping things very simple for you so that you enjoy solving these questions. Okay, so Ajay, Sunil and Kapil are 3 friends. Each of the friends lives in a different city and drives a different colored car. So again 3 categories: friends, cities and color of car. Kapil does not drive a red car, nor does he live in Mumbai. The one who lives in Delhi drives a blue car. Sunil does not live in Bangalore but drives a white car. The questions here: who lives in Delhi? What is the color of the car that Ajay drives? 2 questions we have to solve. So how do we start solving the question? Obviously first is to make a table. What will go in the first column, first row? Name of persons. So what are the names given to us? Ajay. In the same order we'll write Ajay, Sunil, and third name is Kapil. Lives in a different city, so next category will be city, and the final category is drive a different color car, so the third category will be car. Which car they drive? Name, city, car. 3 persons are there: Ajay, Sunil and Kapil. So our table is ready. Till here is what we call as the basic information that helps you in making the table, and then we have the clues starting from here. These are our clues. So Kapil does not drive a red car. So what do we do here? We say Kapil does not drive a red car. So this box cannot be red. And nor does he live in Mumbai. So Kapil does not live in Mumbai. So what is the color of the car that he is having? It's not red. We don't know the color of the car. We know that the color of the car that he has, that Kapil has, is not red. It's an indirect clue. That's why I am working it out below here. It's not red, and he does not live in Mumbai. The one who lives in Delhi drives a blue car. So Delhi and blue car become a mandatory pair. They will go together in a particular box. Wherever they go together, they will go together. The one who lives in Delhi drives a blue car. So once we know who lives in Delhi, we can find this out. Once we know who is that person who lives in Delhi. Sunil does not live in Bangalore but drives a white car. Sunil does not live in Bangalore. Which city he is not living? Sunil does not live in Bangalore but drives a white car. So we know the color of the car. What is the color of the car he has? White. Now we know Delhi and blue will go together. That means here we cannot have Delhi. This box cannot have Delhi because here we don't have blue. If blue is not there, Delhi cannot be there. It can't be Delhi. It can't be Bangalore. Then the only option left is Mumbai. Right. So that is one thing that we get to know. Kapil does not drive a red car, nor does he live in Mumbai. Okay. And the one who lives in Delhi drives a blue car. So we have found out now that Sunil is living in Mumbai and he is driving a white car. Now how will you solve for the remaining persons? How will you find out for Kapil and Ajay? So see here. Look at the color. What cannot come here? Red cannot come here. Plus white cannot come because someone else is having white. White is for Sunil. So what will come there? If red is not there, white is not there, then the color left now is blue. So this will be blue. If this is blue, that means this will become Delhi. The only color left now is red, so this will become red. And the only city left now is Bangalore, so this will become Bangalore. So automatically we will get to know what are our answers. Ajay lives in Bangalore and drives a red car. Sunil lives in Mumbai, drives a white car, and Kapil lives in Delhi, drives a blue car. So then we can solve the question here. Who lives in Delhi? The answer is Kapil. So if we go back and say answer will be Kapil. And what is the color of the car that Ajay drives? Ajay drives a red car. So the answer will be red. There can be again 2-3 questions more added to this set. So the one set when you solve you get 4-5 marks. Alright. Now let's see the last set for today, which is based on tabulation basics. And let's observe again, the more information is there. When we have more information, more complexity, and requires greater reasoning skills, careful observations, and definitely requires you not to panic while solving the question. Okay. 3 executives met at a business conference. Below is given some information about the 3 persons. Read the information and answer the question that follow. So what are the names of the persons? Jatin, Himanshu and Lalit. What are the surnames? Kumar, Sharma and Sinha. What are the garments? Jacket, blazer and coat. And the colors? Black, blue and brown. And then we have the clues given to us. So first thing is that we have here 4 categories: names, surname, garment and colors. So we will make a table, and under each category we have 3 objects. three things are there. So first we will have names, next row will be for surname, next row is for garment, and next one is for color. So what do we do? First we fill the names here. What are the names? Jatin, next one is Himanshu, and third one is Lalit. So we have filled one row and the other 3 rows we have to match. That is always the thing in tabulation question. One row we will fill, other rows will match with the row that we have already filled. So for that we need clues. So we have clues given here. These are the clues, right? So neither Himanshu nor the person whose surname was Sinha wore the brown jacket. First of all, we know that Himanshu is not Sinha, right? Himanshu is not Sinha. Himanshu is not wearing a jacket. And the color of that, in the color box we can't have brown, because neither Himanshu nor the person whose surname was Sinha, that means Himanshu is not Sinha. That is one observation here. Neither Himanshu nor the person whose surname was Sinha wore the brown jacket. So we also get to know one important thing here, that jacket is brown. So jacket and brown will go in the same box, in the same column. That is what we mean by a mandatory pair. Jacket and brown will go in the same column. So much information in one clue. The person whose surname was Kumar did not wear the coat, right? So we can say Kumar will not go with coat. So Kumar, wherever we have Kumar, we can't have coat there. Kumar and coat will have a negative correlation. So we can say the person whose surname was Kumar did not wear the coat. Lalit was wearing the blazer. So we start from here. Lalit was wearing, sorry, just a minute. Okay, let's just erase this. This will be blazer. So what is the garment worn by Lalit? Blazer. Now this helps us in solving almost everything. If Lalit was wearing the blazer and Himanshu is not wearing the jacket, Himanshu is not wearing the blazer, what is the third thing that is left? He is not wearing the jacket, he is not wearing the blazer, so third thing is coat. That means Himanshu is wearing coat. That automatically means that Jatin is wearing the jacket. Immediately we get to know, the moment we keep our focus on the right thing. We have got to know the garments worn by Jatin, Himanshu and Lalit. Also we know that jacket will go with brown. So we get to know the color here. Jacket will go with brown. Alright, next thing we get to know. We know Kumar and coat will not go together. That means Himanshu can't be Kumar. If Himanshu cannot be Kumar, if Himanshu cannot be Sinha, then what is left for Himanshu? Sharma. Clear? So that means Sharma. And what we also know is that, okay, the garment worn by the person whose surname was Sharma was not blue. So that means this is not blue. It is not brown. It is not blue. What is it? What is left? It's not brown, not blue. So what is left? Black. So this is black. This is brown. This is blue. Everything is done now. You see how everything falls into place like a game. Once you put one piece properly, everything else fits in properly. That is what puzzles are all about. Now two things are left. Jatin and Lalit, surnames we don't know. So how do we solve it? Look at the clues before also. What we know? The person whose surname was Sinha wore the brown, nor the person. Neither Himanshu nor the person whose surname was Sinha wore the brown jacket. That means whoever is wearing the brown jacket will not be Sinha. If it is not Sinha, if it is not Sharma, what is left? Kumar. So Jatin will be Kumar. And if Jatin is Kumar and Himanshu is Sharma, then Lalit will be Sinha. This is a very good question here, because a lot of data, we have 4 categories and interdependent clues are there. So unless until you observe carefully, you will not be able to solve and get the answer. Okay. So now if you look at the question here, who wore the jacket? What is the answer? Who wore the jacket? Jatin. So answer for this will become Jatin. Who wore the jacket? Jatin. Sharma was the surname of the person wearing what? Whose surname is Sharma? Himanshu. What is he wearing? Coat. So this answer will be coat. What was Lalit's surname? Already we have seen earlier. Lalit is Sinha. And what was the color of the blazer? Blazer was blue. So the answer for this will become blue. So all 4 questions we can answer. This is a rather complex question. When we see tabulation advanced, we will see more complex questions and other interesting questions from tabulation puzzles. See, puzzles are an interesting thing. You solve this question once again, and when you see how the question falls into place, everything falls into place. And once you get the right clue in, you will get the answer. You get 4-5 marks. You get marks. You feel happy. It's enjoyable as an experience. ठीक है? तो इस पजल से घबराना नहीं है आपको सीखना है कि टेबल कैसे बनाएंगे, उसमें डेटा कैसे फिल करेंगे, राइट, और एक एक करके क्लूज को कैसे हैंडल करना है. आप क्लू पढ़िए, डेटा जो है इनडायरेक्ट क्लूज अबव एंड बिलो, make mandatory pairs, make negative pairs, and carefully, systematically fill data in the table and get the answer, right. Solve puzzles regularly so that your overall intelligence level also improves, and then once you become master in puzzles, no one can stop you from clearing the cutoff of the prelims exams as well as the mains exams of banking, IBPS prelims, mains, or any other banking examination, whether it is SBI, RBI, right, or any other exams like insurance or railways. Being good in solving puzzle questions is the key to success in these kind of competitive examinations. So अगर आपको एग्जाम निकालना है तो आप puzzles को मास्टर करिए. Alright, so now is the time for the class practice pack. I have selected some questions from Tabulation Basics. Okay, and those who have passport access, once you hear the sound, start solving the questions, and it will give you a good revision of this topic. When you have the question which you find difficult or you get wrong, I will be discussing in my next session of reasoning. So best of luck to you, and thank you.